For those who are watching on the replay, this is our very first session for the year. And basically, we're talking about what's the best business idea you've ever been given or you want to share, etc., and have a bit of fun. And already we've got two guys, John Allen and Pat Dry. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me. So, without any further ado, Pat, seeing this is your first session with us, you want to go first?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the invite and look forward to working with you guys.
Okay. Well, just for those, before Pat starts, just for those who are watching on the replay or those who join us later, I mean, Pat is a very experienced marketer, so listen carefully what he's got to say, and if you've got a good idea that works for him, for sure it'll work for us as well. So over to you, Pat.
Appreciate it. Well, pay no attention to the hair. I mean, we're talking, this is COVID hair right now. It's a bit probably about as long as it was in college. So it's been a while. I think the last time I got a haircut, Pat Kern was driving through the U.S. and he came over to the house for a couple of days.
Yeah, he's joining us soon, by the way.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah.
Well, listen, mine's pretty simple. It's like anybody else. If you want success, all you do is you find a proven, documented leader and a mentor, and you do everything they say without question. So, your current thinking got you where you are right now. So it's time to listen to someone else and do what they tell you to do, and realize that if it worked for them, it's going to work for you. So just follow their simple steps and don't deviate from what they tell you.
Yeah, I guess the key bit is the not deviate bit, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, everybody wants to put their own thing on it. That's the problem with it. And when everybody gets into something, they always have their way of doing things. But what they don't understand is their way of doing things is what got them to where they're at right now. And they're probably sitting on what they call the struggle bus. And they're there because of the things they've done. So they need to take everything out of that and start listening to somebody else, somebody that's going to do it, and somebody that's already done it. And listen to them. And again, don't deviate. Follow the simple steps, step by step, without question.
Yeah, interesting point, Pat, because, and I agree with you, obviously, right? But for some people, that could be quite a challenge, because some people are not coachable. That's one thing, right? And the second thing is, more than likely, and that if you're with a mentor that's worth their salt, they put you outside your comfort zone. Otherwise, things are never going to change. And if you're not prepared to get outside your comfort zone, would you agree with me, Pat? Then what's the point of working with a mentor, because you're not going to go anywhere anyway?
Right. Well, the first thing my mentor did to me was gave me a book to read, and it was The Science of Getting Rich. And he says, come back to me when you're done reading that book. And I read the book, came back to him, and he said, what part of it did you like best? And we started talking about the book. And at that point, he realized I followed his instructions and I'm coachable.
Yeah.
But if going, it's a long book, it took a long time to get through it, I didn't read it all. It's like, well, then you're not coachable.
You know what? He was qualifying you, Pat, wasn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I do the same thing, and there's a lot of great books out there, and this one's a real easy read for people. Yeah. And usually if it's the greatest miracle in the world.
Og Man Do Know, yeah.
Og Man.
Classic.
And absolutely wonderful book. And when they get to chapter 9 and they read the God memorandum there, and they do what it asks them to do, the 30 days, read it every day for 30 days. And if you take a break, start over. But it will change your mindset, and it'll change everything that goes. And people do it. They find it, they're coachable, and that they find results in what they're doing, and they're excited and they want to move forward again. So they come back to you. And when they come back to you excited, that's the fun part.
Good. By the way, Pat, can you hold the book up again just for the people on the replay? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's Og Man Do Know. I mean, I'm supporting Pat very much here. This is a book that you really should buy. And when it says the greatest miracle in the world, it's all about getting your mindset right. Right? And he challenges you. And he really makes you think, are you serious about what you're all about? Whatever it is, okay? Thanks, Pat. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
well, and you know what? It makes you realize that the greatest miracle in the world is you.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
Great
Thank you,
share,
Peter.
Pat. Great share. Thank you very much. Welcome, Sandy. Good to see you, mate. And welcome, Yvonne.
Thank you, Peter.
Welcome.
We've only got a
Happy
small
New
group.
Year's to everybody.
Yeah, you too. And oh, by the way, for everybody here and everyone watching the replay, Sandy's got a new book out, okay, which he's given away for free. I mean, you should be charged for this, Sandy. You're crazy. Anyway, he's giving this away for free, right? And so if you're interested, contact him, right? Which I've already done, by the way, Sandy. I'm just waiting to get an email back so I can get access to your Google Drive thing, all right? So, and if it's come from Sandy Murray, it's worth it. So please make sure you check out there. All right. Yvonne, nice to see you as well. I'll get back to both of you guys. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Peter.
John, you were the second person joining. Okay. So over to you, Mr. Canada.
Well, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is in your part of the world. Happy New Year's to everybody. One of the things that I'd like to suggest to people is I put an article up on Peter's Your Next Level, and it was actually put out by Dan Kennedy. And what it is, he talks about when you look at your business, courtesy of this good COVID crap, for a better word, you want to take a look at how you're doing business. What can you do different? Get out your yellow pad and put down and think of, what can you do different than you're currently doing? What else can you sell? Because your prospects or your clients, if they've been with you for any length of time, they're going to be looking for other stuff that you have. If you can't supply it, they're going to be going to somebody else. So take a look at what you've got to offer and see how you can change, update, or do whatever with what you've got. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, take a look at the market you're doing. Who else could you serve? Who else can benefit from your products or services? And when you take a look at it, I know we all talk about having a niche, and virtually everybody's heard me say you're better off to be an inch wide and a mile deep than you are a mile wide and an inch deep. But the whole thing to look at is who else can use your product or service. So take a really good look at what you're doing, how you're doing it, and you may be able to expand your market or improve the market that you're dealing with. So, that's my suggestion for the new year. And we've got a great year in front of us. It's going to be entirely different than 20. So the big thing is get out there and enjoy it and have fun, because this is the year of change.
Thanks, John. By the way, did that work for you?
Sorry?
Did that work for you, what you've just shared?
I'm currently doing it right now.
Okay, good. Before I get to the next one, Anna Robson can't join us today, but she sent me, Anna, she's always good. She sent me her best bit of business advice, and I'll share it. I'm going to try and do justice to it. And she says here, Peter, in case I don't make the call in the morning, if you want to, please share. The best tip I've gotten and to give is do not try to do it on your own. Okay? Being able to say I did everything myself sure isn't any badge of honor. Rather, it usually comes with lost health and issues in business that I could have absolutely done without if I'd been avoided trying to be a one-woman show. If you wanted your business to grow, you need a trusted advisor. Sounds like you, Pat, right? If you want your business to grow, you need a trusted advisor, as well as at least a few ongoing strategic alliances and collaborations. We can know all and do all, just like the saying goes. We can know all and do all, but just like the saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. So does raising a business require a village. My advice is to look for people and businesses with similar values and complementary sales sets and opportunities. So that's from Anna Robson, all right? There you go. Thank you very much, Anna, for sharing if you're watching the replay. All righty. Yvonne.
Hi, Peter.
Good morning. Good morning to
Good
Florida.
morning. Good morning. And do you want me to go ahead?
Oh, that was the idea.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Yvonne Jones, business strategist and personal business coach. I'm also a best-selling author and speaker. Now, one of the best advice that I was given, it's so very simple. I thought about the different things that were shared with me over the years because I've had several mentors and coaches. And it all came down to something that when I started implementing it, it made a significant change in my business because I've been online for 12 years. And it's just a simple thing, and it's be yourself. You know, when you come online for the first time or in the first few months or even first couple of years, you may feel you have to pretend that you have been here a long time. And you may feel that people will respect you only if they believe you have been around for a long time. The truth of the matter is that people want to, for one thing, they can smell a mile away if you're not being authentic. That's number one. The second thing is if you can show people who are just starting out that it is possible, it's not just something that the gurus can do, but you started out regardless of what your decision was for starting an online business. But if you can show that you were able to follow a system, a structure, and you're able to achieve the success that you have, you will draw people to you. And then when you show that you haven't forgotten what it was like to struggle at the beginning, it wasn't all a bed of roses. People connect with you because in their minds, what they're saying is that, well, if she or he can do it, I can do it too. And that gives people hope and also gets into them the idea that they can. It's not impossible. It's not just a pipe dream. Ordinary people can be successful in their business. When I started out, I didn't start as a coach, even though I had mentored people in the offline world for years. But I started learning online marketing. And the people who connected with me, once I got rid of the idea that I have to pretend that I am this person who has been here, people are able to connect with me because it's a beautiful thing when you're able to be at a certain, you've learned enough so that you're at a certain level and you reach down and you pull somebody up and bring them on your level, sometimes even above your level, because there have been people that I have coached or I have mentored who have gone way ahead of me. And that's fine. So my advice is just to be yourself. And I echo what Anna said about collaboration, because that happens to be one of my words for 2021. It has been one of my words since 2019, collaboration. We can't do it alone. We all have weaknesses and we all have strengths. So we can help shore up our strength to support someone else who might not be as strong in a particular area. And together, you can deliver value and transformation to people. So don't be afraid to partner with people, collaborate, and have fun in your business. That is so very important. I think I should rename myself the fun coach, because I believe that if we as entrepreneurs are not having, small business owners are not having fun in our business, what's the point?
So in a nutshell, Yvonne, if I'm understanding you right, you're talking about the idea of being ordinary and extraordinary, so people can resonate with you and respect you at the same time.
Absolutely. Yes, Peter.
Good stuff. And I think also it was interesting when you said when you first started online, you didn't provide coaching services, even though you had done that. Can I ask you why you didn't do that? Why you didn't go straight into coaching?
That's a great question. And it's simply The simple answer to that is that despite the fact that I had gone to management positions in companies and had a lot of responsibility and supervised people, I seem to have I lost that confidence coming online. I wouldn't say lost that confidence, but coming online, the way I describe it is like a kid, a child who is going to a new high school in grade 11.
Mhm.
Everybody else seemed to have known each other and everybody seemed to have a bond and you are alone. And so it affects your confidence. So I had to shore up that confidence knowing that I had value. It wasn't just the online, I may not have had knowledge of the online world, how to navigate the online world initially, but I personally had value and knowledge and experience that I could bring to others. But I didn't believe that at the beginning. So it took a while for me to do that.
So it's a matter of your own levels of self-belief, right?
It really is. That's what it boils down to, because you can come with all the experience and the knowledge and the awards and the accolades, and you come online and you suddenly feel like not everybody, but it's like it's a different world. And I have to learn to navigate this world before I can take my experience that I had offline to the online world. Really, it's just in your head. It's just in your head. It's kind of like you're just moving from one city to the other offline, and you adjust and you make friends and you continue your life. You don't just stop when you go move somewhere else. I'm a great example. I moved in March of last year, right at the beginning of COVID. You don't just stop, but it's a mindset that we have to sometimes get over. And it's amazing that we don't think we have any negative mindset or negative beliefs, but we do. A lot of times we do, but they're subconscious. They're unconscious beliefs that sometimes it takes somebody else to bring it out of us.
Well said, Yvonne. Thank you very much. That's a very valuable share. Well done.
Yeah.
By the way, let me share one thing. I'll come to you, Sandy. And by the way, Pat's joining us too. Just hang in there. I think he just got his eyes open, Pat Kern. He'll be looking forward to seeing your haircut, Pat, dry. Anyway, a quick thing, Yvonne. When I first started online, because did you say 12 years you've been online now? 12?
Yes, Peter. I came online in the fall of 2008.
Yeah. So really, you're up amongst the rarities, because people have been online for that period of time, usually know what they're talking about, and they've been through all the tough and had their backsides kicked around, etc. And it's interesting. I've been online not much longer than you online. I mean, I think 14 years. I can't remember. 14 years. I think maybe 15 at the most. But I've been doing what I've been doing for 36 years. And the interesting thing was, because this is why I resonated with you. When I first came online, I wasn't a coach either. But looking back on it, I could have started as a coach. But like you, Yvonne, I didn't believe either I could do it. All right. But I'd been a teacher for 16 years, right? That's one. Hang on. Just let Patrick come in. I've been a teacher for 16 years. And I'd been online selling silk for our village silk business for a few years, but I didn't. Hey, Pat, but I didn't have the confidence to offer my services as a coach. So instead, what I did was affiliate marketing. I went into the affiliate marketing area, and did I make any money? Yeah, I made some money, and I thought I was doing okay. But to be quite frank, and this is where you hit me between the eyes, Yvonne. It wasn't the making the money that was interesting for a while. I mean, it was the actual fun and enjoyment and fulfillment that was missing. And that's the bit that I looked for. And for the life of me, I couldn't work out how to do it. I nearly threw it away. But it was right under my nose, and that is to coach people, right? And I was too stupid to realize it. So thank you, Yvonne. You just made me realize and share a real weakness I had. Okay. Nice to see you, Pat. Oh, he's come back. One quick tip I'll share before I get to you, Sandy. This was something that really helped me a lot. Everyone was telling me when I first joined, especially in the affiliate marketing area, that was to make money online, all that sort of palaver, right? They were telling me you got to have a to-do list, right? If you don't have a to-do list, then you're not organized and you're not planned, etc. You know what? I found the to-do list the greatest waste of time I've ever done in my life. Because at the end of 1 week, my to-do list was 3 pages long, right? Because I never got around to doing them all. And all I've given myself was a headache and a pain in the bum, right? Because, excuse the French, but that's what I was doing. But this guy said to me, Peter, you're doing it all wrong. I said, help me, what I got to do? Shouldn't I have a to-do list? He said, yes. But what you ought to do is prioritize it, which is obvious, right? He said, but then take the top 3 and put them on your calendar. When you put them on your calendar, then commit to yourself to do it. Otherwise, all you're doing is playing games with yourself. That was the first piece of advice I was ever given that worked for me. Okay. Once I put those things on a calendar, then the things that I prioritized that were important, it made me do them. Okay. That's my thought. That's one of them. I'll come back to another one in a minute. Sandy Murray, Pat, good to see you, mate. Glad to see you got your eyes open. Coming back for you for an idea. Sandy, over to you, my man. Go. Your call.
Oh, okay. I've got the mic here for a bit. By the way, the graphics on the back of me here is one of my paintings. But anyway, you've already talked about the thing that was mindset. Is what I've discovered is that the more I can get people to at least understand mindset and realize that mindset is not just a one event type of thing. It's an ongoing event where today's mindset may, because you can't hear yourself. On the other hand, is if you're able to, the coaching I do with people is I usually do spend some time on mindset. I usually try to explain to them that, can you hear yourself what you just told me? And then I might indicate that you might want to consider a mindset change at this particular point. And that may take a little bit of convincing because they really, a lot of people can't actually see their weaknesses and, where they really do need to do a mindset change because the one they've got right now is actually holding them back. So from my experience, mindset is like an ace. There's no doubt about it. I guess the other thing that my own particular thing that I like to promote is that learning takes place first and action takes place second, and that the learning part, until you take the action, you really haven't learned anything. You've taken some information in, but unless you take action on that particular piece of it, and everybody's looking good this year, and we're going to have a great 2021. I'm excited about it, especially we maintain our health.
Sandy,
that's about it.
Can I just get back to you? You said, can you hear yourself what you just told me? That's what you said, right?
Yes.
What are you trying to get at there?
Well, can you do you understand that the mindset that you have today possibly needs a change? You need to make a change in that mindset. So what I'm saying, can you hear yourself? Can you really realize that you do need to make a change? For you to be successful or maybe to grow, then you really do have to just make a change. Here's my friend here.
Yeah.
That's Chester.
Hey,
he always comes up on my lap. He's my best tech support guy.
So just to finish it off, Pat, Sandy.
Yeah.
When they say, can you hear yourself what you just told me? I mean, it's also how they tell you as well, I presume, right? So it's their tone of voice as well as their level of self-belief and all these factors as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I think to really make a contribution to others, you have to be a good listener to what they're really saying to you, and then recognize that they can't really, they don't really understand what needs to be changed in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So a little coaching in that manner, and then I see people taking action. I see people making great quantum leaps, great breakthroughs, and really on the road to success, and really feeling good about their business and what they're doing. But anyway, to me, it's a great journey and a lot of fun, and also a lot of enjoyment of just coaching others and sharing, like you said, Yvonne, is that you've got expertise. I mean, at my age, I'm 77. I must know something. I must have something to share. Otherwise, I think I've missed the boat. But anyway, that's sort of my food for thought for today.
Good stuff, Sandy. And
Can I say something real quickly, Peter?
Yeah, go.
Yes, and Sandy, I really appreciate that, because one of the things that as coaches we have to have the ability to listen to what is not said. And I love the awareness that you bring to people by asking them to really listen, because sometimes people say something and they don't even realize how it translates to somebody else. So sometimes you want to make sure this is what they mean. Is this what they mean? Really mean? And then sometimes when they hear themselves again, wow, is that how I feel about myself, or is that how I feel? So I really enjoy that you add that piece in, because we have to be able to hear what is not said.
It's a great way to build relationships. When you're working with people's mindset, is you're really getting to know people really well. And so the relationship building really moves ahead at a very fast rate. Again, that's just my particular experience. So I don't normally have any type of problem building relationships with people, but I do run into the people that are non-coachable or haven't even got the mindset that they recognize that they need a coach or a mentor, or that they even need help. I mean, but that's fine and dandy. At some point, they may get a wake-up call. Maybe not from me, but from somebody else, and that's fine.
Okay, good stuff. And Sandy and Yvonne, both of you, you raised another point. When you relate back to somebody, the words that they just shared with you, you need to confirm, is this what you said, right? Because it helps them clarify to themselves what their thinking is. And that's, Sandy, you alluded to this. Quite often people haven't got a clue, right? And quite often people have never been asked these sort of questions before in order to clarify what in the hell is important to them in the first place, right? So good point, Sandy. And
I think the ability to, just like yourself, you're very good at it, Peter, is to ask questions is really, generally the person asking the questions actually has a lot of control. So I think it's another important thing to remember. Always be prepared to ask lots of questions because it's just so valuable, the amount of information you gather. And also, like Peter just did, is, did people really understand the words that I used? And the fact that I had to confirm it made it even better, because my head went into oh man, I thought I said something, but maybe it didn't come across the right way. So that to me was really valuable as well. So yeah, definitely.
And it's a hell of a service you could provide to people, right? It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter what your solution is. You're helping people clarify what is important to them.
Yeah, I said the other day, I was at another meeting. I said, I'm really, it's not necessarily that I'm just giving them advice about their business. I'm actually helping them in other many ways that, it has nothing to do with my business, but the value that I still give them, I see them take off like a rocket ship. That one piece of advice that I happen to have and they don't have. So sharing is crucial.
Thank you, Sandy. Great share. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Captain Patrick, before you say anything, Pat Dwyer wants to tell you he hasn't had a haircut since you saw him. You're muted, Pat. Unmute yourself.
All right, I'm unmuted.
Okay, good to see you.
Mr. Dryer, nice to see you again. Yeah, it's kind of fun staying in his house for a few days. Enjoyed it.
Well, yeah, we picked him up about almost an hour and a half away from the house here, up in the hills of our mining country out here in Arizona. And there were some pretty dangerous roads out there, so it was actually pretty good that I picked him up.
Really, probably wouldn't have been here.
Yeah, that was one heck of a bike ride, Pat.
It was an adventure, and it was good and bad. I'll be taking another one.
I'll follow you, mate, on Facebook. That'll do. This is the closest I'm going to get to it.
Well, what's so cool about right now is I don't have a cast on. I'm not using my boot. I got an ankle support, and I've been 3 days now. 3 days I've been wearing my tennis shoe.
Wow.
And I can spend about 4 or 5 hours on it now. Then after that, it gets sore. Then I got to take some relief cream, put on it. I'm good to go.
So does that mean you're back on your bike?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Bobby, I'm going to give it another month, 2 months, see how it looks. It's still a little swollen, but the doctor told me not to ride my bike long distance for a year. But I don't pay attention very well.
All right, Pat, over to you. Share with me a good business idea that you've had.
Wow, that's a good business idea. Shit, I don't know. I don't know. It's just
Well, you think of it, and I'll fill in a minute. I'll come back to you in a minute. All right.
all right.
Stick your thinking cap on. All right.
I'm trying.
I'm going to share one other, and if anyone else wants to share one, while we're giving Pat time to find his feet, right? One of the best business tips I was given, and I mentioned earlier that I started off as an affiliate marketer, and I did okay in terms of the money side, as I mentioned before, not the fulfillment bit. But then I realized I was missing out big time, and I was too slow to realize it. Sure, I was getting all these front end deals, but I was missing out on the back end when it comes to affiliate marketing. And all I was doing, and this is how slow and stupid I was, all I was doing was building an email list for these vendors, right? And I was just a one and done, that was it. So when someone mentioned to me, Peter, why don't you build an email list? That was a bit of advice that actually turned my business around completely, right? Sure, email marketing has gone through its ups and downs, etc., but it's still powerful. I mean, to this day, even though you can quote open rates, like for open rates on Messenger on social media can be as high as 90+%, whereas in email marketing, if you're getting 20+%, you're doing well, right? However, it's still a powerful way to build a business. So that's what I'm saying. And to me, email marketing is the best way to deliver some types of value to people. So building an email list was perhaps one of the best and earliest pieces of advice I was given, all right, to do that. Are you ready, Pat? I was just filling in time for you.
Yeah, I think probably the best thing I can probably say, you got to keep engaging with your subscribers, you know, your list. If you start missing out on keeping them involved in what you're doing. And, you know, when you write your email letters, make sure they're a positive in what you're doing, especially what I do is I try to give them the facts of the certain product, give them the history, you know, let them make up their own mind what they want to be doing. And that's basically what I do. I give the facts, you know, of what I'm very, very enjoyment of what I do. Because I've been around the cannabis plant since I was the age of 15, 14 years old. I grew it with me and my brothers. We made a lot of knickknacks out of it. And I know this plant at that time was the best. And I try to tell, when I communicate with people, they ask me what I do, and I kind of skim around at what I do. Then they start asking questions. Then I kind of start little bit by little bit, not much, pique their interest, what they want. I think that's to me, I think that as long as you can pique their interest and stuff like that. Another one I'm starting to do is somebody told me I have to get a signature talk, communications. And I'm starting to do that more with a lot of people, even on my Facebook. I try to put that out if I can, because I enjoy doing, you know, I do a lot of Facebook lives once a day, and I try to put a positive message into what I do and what they should be doing. Like I don't know, a businessman. I'm just not a business person, but I am, but I'm not. And, you know, I'm not like my dad. My dad was a true businessman, and I'm trying to go back to what he kind of taught us kids about business. He was good. He can sell you any part to a car, any part to a diesel car, any truck. The man was good. If you need it or not, he sold it to you.
Okay. Interesting, Pat. It was only a passing reference, but you made a comment. You've talked about creating curiosity, all right? Which is a good business tip, right? But the other thing you said was keeping in touch.
Right.
Right. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm assuming when you're keeping in touch with your list or your connections on social media, it means keeping in touch. It doesn't mean trying to sell them, correct?
Correct. Yeah. I'm just giving them the facts of the cannabis plant, because it's been a misunderstood word for centuries and centuries. It's unbelievable how when they transcript that particular word, they misspelled it, they miscommunicated it, and it went on through history like that. Nobody knew until I've got a hold of this one gentleman. He was a scholar in the biblical sense, very good scholar, minister, and that's how I got a lot of information. And I just try to give the facts to people. Then, hey, if you want to learn more, then I might throw a link down below.
Okay. Thanks, Pat. Anyone else got anything they want to share in terms of a business tip? All right. Well, I wish you all a really memorable 2021. And let's make this a hell of a year. I mean, last year was a bit of a challenge to many people for many reasons, all right? And for those of you in the United States right now, you're obviously going through a bit of a challenge politically as well right now. So I don't want to start a conversation on that. I'm just talking to you from Thailand about that. Thank you for joining today. Thank you for sharing, Yvonne and Sandy, Patrick, Pat and John, and also Anna who sent hers in. And if there's anything you want to add as a comment or a link to anything you want, then underneath the replay in the group of this video, by all means, it's your call to do whatever you want in a comment, okay? So there you go. Thanks again.
Thank you,
Happy
Peter.
New Year.
Have a
Great
good day,
seeing you.
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
See you this time.
Looking
next
forward
week.
to the next one.
Okay, I'll be here this time next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Peter.
Bye-bye.